Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to the third lecture on the data preparation module. Let us have a recap on what we have done in the previous lecture under the data wrangling part. We have joined the three files, we have looked at the basic structure of the data, and we have also done some data cleaning part where we have replaced invalid characters in the column tenure and dependence. In this lecture, we are going to see some of the logical checks where we check for logical fallacies in the data. We will start by data cleaning. So, here we are going to check if the customer ID column is consistent in the terms of total number of characters. So, here is a snippet which will show you the first 6 observations of the churn data frame. I have shown them using a function called head of churn. So, here you can see what are all the characters under customer ID. Basically, it has 10 characters for each customer ID. So, now we are going to check if each customer ID has 10 characters or not. So, before that we are going to convert it to a character data type in order to check for consistency across each character. So, we know that to convert to a character data type we use the function called as.character, where we can specify the desired variable, that is customer ID, from the data frame called churn. So, now we have converted the customer ID to a character data type. Here we are going to check if the customer ID has 10 characters in each customer ID. If more or less, we can get rid of the IDs unless we know the logic behind customer ID generation, which will help us to remove or fill up those observations. To check if the total number of characters in customer ID is 10 or not, I am going to loop over the entire data using a for loop. We have first initialized the variable to null, which stores the IDs that are inconsistent, and the loop variable will run from the first observation to the last observations of churn. And first we will check the number of characters under customer ID, if that is equal to 10 or not, and it will store the values to a variable called result. And in the next line we have used the if else function. Whenever the result is equal to false, I am printing those IDs using print of I, and I have separated them using a space, that is why I have specified double quotes here. So, the result will have now logical output, that is only true or false, because the condition is a logical condition. Now, we can get the IDs that corresponds to false, which will be helpful for us to remove or replace those false values, but in our case there are no inconsistent record. So, now we know that all the customer IDs are of only 10 characters, there are no values which are greater than 10. So, in our customer ID, the sequence of characters, that is first 4 characters of customer ID should be of numbers, followed by the hyphen and 5 uppercase letter. This is the pattern that we have got from the customer ID. To extract that information from the customer ID, we are going to use the function called grep. This will be used to match the patterns. So, here is the syntax for using the grep function. The first argument should be the pattern that we are interested in, followed by the particular variable from the data frame, and if we give values equal to false, it will give us the vector containing the indices of the matches determined by the grep function. But if you give invert is equal to true, it will give you those indices which has not been satisfied by the pattern. So, using the grep function, we will check if the sequence of characters are correct, that is first 5 character of customer ID should be hyphen. So, to get those indices which do not have hyphen in the customer ID, we can use the function called grep. Under the pattern, you can specify the pattern, that is hyphen, in the column customer ID. Here I have used churn 1. Now I have a copy of my churn which is expressed in terms of churn 1. So that I have the original data frame where I am not doing any changes. This is the new data frame, that is churn 1. So from the customer ID, I am going to check if the pattern is hyphen. By giving invert is equal to true, I am getting the indices which is not satisfy the grep function. That is, wherever I do not have hyphen, it is giving me those IDs. In the third, fifth and seventh observation, the customer ID does not have hyphen in the place of 5. But to get the values which have other than hyphen, you can use the same function and you can specify the desired pattern under the pattern argument. Here we know that all other observations except 3, 5, 7 has hyphen, but only third, fifth and seventh observation it had forward slash. So that I am specifying the pattern as forward slash in the same variable called customer ID. Since I am giving my values equal to true, it will give me those observations with the values. This is the value corresponding to the third row and this is the value which corresponds to the fifth row and this is the value which corresponds to the seventh row. You can see which is the observation which is not satisfied the grep function. So here you can see in the fifth place, instead of hyphen it has forward slash. So now we have got the pattern. We are going to use this pattern to replace our desired value. So for matching patterns and replacement, we can use a function called gsub. Let us look at the syntax for using the gsub. The first argument should be the pattern that we are interested in, and replacement argument is nothing but the value which we want to replace. X is nothing but your variable. So now we are going to replace the forward slash with hyphen. We are going to use gsub function. So inside the parenthesis, first argument should be the pattern that needs to be checked. We know that except the third, fifth, seventh observation, all other observation has hyphen, only those observations has problem, and we have also seen those observations has forward slash in the place of 5. Under the pattern, I am generalizing the pattern. Here I am checking for all the punctuation marks. Wherever I do not have hyphen, I am replacing them by hyphen in the column customer ID. You can also specify the desired pattern like forward slash, but here we have generalized the function so that it will account for all the punctuation marks. So here is the snippet which shows the customer ID's observation where the replacement has been done. So in the third, fifth observation we had forward slash before. After using the gsub function, it has been replaced with a hyphen symbol. So in the first step, we have seen whether the fifth element is consistent, that is all the fifth element of customer ID has hyphen now. Now we are going to use the function called substr to check first 4 characters are of numerics or not. So to extract that substrings of a character vector, we can use the function called substr. So here is the syntax for using the substr function. X is nothing but a character vector which will be replaced in terms of x, and we have start and stop. These both values should be given in terms of integer. From the data frame or a particular variable, it will start checking from the desired value given here and it will stop checking to the desired value given here. Let us see in detail how are we going to use this function. So basically we are going to check if the sequence of characters are correct or not. That is, we know that first 4 characters should be of numerics and characters from 6th to 10th of customer ID should be of uppercase letters. So now we are going to subset the elements based on numbers and uppercase letters using the function called substr. So here I need to have 2 data frames which has numbers separately, capital letters separately. So, I am going to use the function called substr. So, the first is x, that is nothing but customer ID from the data frame called churn, and start is equal to 1, that is I am starting from the first character of the customer ID, and since stop is equal to 4, I am stopping at the fourth character of the customer ID. I am segregating first 4 characters to a data frame called numbers. Similarly, I am going to extract the elements from the customer ID which should have uppercase letters. So, for that also I am going to use the same function substr. The function remains the same, the start value and the stop value will get changed, because we know 5th element is hyphen and the 6th element to 10th element should be of uppercase letters. So, I am going to extract them and keep them as character, which is expressed in terms of CHAR. That is 6th to 10th should be of uppercase letters. So, that now I have 2 separate data frames which will have numbers and uppercase letters. So, now we are going to make the customer ID consistent. So, we will start by getting the inconsistent ID which has first 4 elements as uppercase letters. That is, from our customer ID, first 4 should be of numbers followed by the hyphen and the uppercase letters, but we have seen first 4 as uppercase letters followed by hyphen and numbers. This is the problem that we have with customer ID. Now, we are going to get those inconsistent ID and we are going to replace it with the desired value. So, you can use the same function which we have seen earlier, that is grep, where it will match the pattern. The pattern is 0 to 9. 0 to 9 accounts for all the numbers in the data frame called numbers, and invert is equal to true. By giving that, it will give us the indices which is not satisfied the grep function. That is, it will check if the data frame has numbers or not. If it does not have any numbers, those IDs will be given since we have used invert is equal to true, and we are going to replace them using the desired value using the function gsub. So, here it gave me the indices as 4. Since the index is 4, I have looked at the customer ID where it has been represented as IXSTS -8780, but ideally it should have first 4 numbers as numbers and then followed by the hyphen and then followed by the uppercase letters, and we are going to replace them by reverting the uppercase and numbers, because we do not know the logic behind how customer ID has been generated, but from the pattern that we have in our data set, the first 4 should be the numbers and then followed by the hyphen and then followed by the uppercase letters. So, that I am going to revert the characters, that is the uppercase letters to last and numbers in the first 4 place. So, the pattern should be the existing pattern and the replacement should be the desired pattern in the data frame called churn1 under the variable called customer ID. So, by using the gsub function, we have replaced with the desired value. So, now we are done with cleaning the customer ID and we have made the customer ID consistent. In this lecture, we have seen some of the logical fallacies under the column customer ID, and we have also seen some of the fallacies under the customer ID, and we have changed those IDs with respect to the desired values, like hyphen and first 5 characters has been stored as uppercase letters. We have replaced them with the numerical value. So, this is what we have done in this lecture. Thank you.